This is going to be my review of the Crossman Ratcatcher air rifle. Just excuse any sniffing you might hear. I've got a bit of hay fever, there's not really much I can do about it. Right, the Crossman Ratcatcher, perhaps one of the best known CO2 air rifles across the world. Well known for its affordability, reliability and effectiveness as a pest control rifle and as a general plinker. In the UK you can expect to pay around anywhere from £90 to £130. It does come with the scope. I'll talk about the scope later. But for the money, what are you getting? You're getting a rifle with plastic foregrip and a plastic hollowed out skeletonized stock. Now don't let that put you off though. Considering what this rifle is, it's intended to be used as just an effective all-round pest control gun. You can take it out, you don't have to worry about scratching the varnish on your wooden stock or not, and you don't have to worry about dinging it up or breaking it. Some of the cheaper wooden stocked air rifles, the stock can get awfully messy after you use them in the field. The varnish rubs and wears off and all that crap. This, you don't have to worry about it. Not only is the plastic incredibly durable, scratch resistant, wall weatherproof, and there are plenty of replacement parts for it. Your barrel, just standard steel barrel I believe, and the likes of your bolt assembly, your bolt and all that, your upper receiver here, whatever you want to call it, your CO2 cap, I believe they're all either steel or aluminium. Either way, they're really well made, good quality. There's no complaints whatsoever about them. Your standard 11mm rails are on these little, what you call them, it's kind of like, scope rings really, but you can tighten them up, move them, you can have any kind of scope. You can have a big massive hunting scope you'd use on an African safari, or you can have a little red dot. It's all really up to you, you can kind of customise to your liking. Personally, I just use a little red dot. I don't have one myself, I just use the one that comes included. Scope itself, just a cheap 4x15 plastic scope. The reticule's alright, the lens is a bit cloudy, it gets the job done though. Just intended to get you started. For the money it's included, you can't complain. It's a 2.2 rifle, this your little brass bolt here. Very easy to pull back and insert a new pellet and whatnot. Check this earlier, it's empty. The rifle itself, foot poundage wise, don't know myself, don't have a chronograph. I've checked various forums though. They're saying anywhere from 6 to 8 foot-pounds. Now, because it is a CO2 rifle, obviously the more you shoot it, the less the CO2 power is going to have much of a punch. Didn't word that right, but you know what I mean. The CO2 power drops off the more you shoot it. Various factors like cool down and the weather and all that come into play as well. So if you're taking this out, doing pest control, always do use a fresh CO2 canister. Don't go out and pop some rats at some CO2 can that's been in there for 2 years or something. There probably won't be anything left anyway, but you know what I mean. Just try and be responsible. Use a fresh CO2 can if you can. I suppose what I talk about really is how affordable this air rifle is to shoot. It only uses one CO2 can and you'll get around 60 shots out of that, maybe 70 if you pause between each shot. Obviously 2.2 pellets are cheap and plentiful. It'll take any old pellets, even the old cheap SMK ones, £5 for 500, clean the barrel out as long as when you finish shooting you're good to go. Very inexpensive to shoot. Not just a pest control rifle. I bought this for target shooting in the back garden and it's fantastic. Not the most accurate rifle in the world, but it gets the job done for shooting steel targets, so you can't complain. Now, something that's the biggest selling point personally for this air rifle is so many customization options. Like your foregrip here, your pistol grip, your stock, your scope, your barrel, everything. The iron sights can be changed out. Now I've checked on the American Crossman website, there's so many options. You can get different stocks, wooden stocks, pistol stocks, everything. In your foregrips you can get so many different materials, lengths, makes, all that. Your barrel's the same. But we can't really get much of that in the UK. You have to sort of import it from America and that can be expensive, but there are a few things you can get over here. Because the stock skeletonized, you can get these little velcro bandages, or velcro strap things which go over the stock and they hold all your CO2 canisters. You can get about 8 CO2 canisters in this little velcro thing for the stock. I can find a link for it, I'll put it in the description. It's a handy piece of kit actually. And I'll probably want to get one myself soon. There's another attachment you can get for this particular rifle. It's like a little box magazine that sits over your breech here. Now it's a little metal box which can hold 50 lead like ball bearing pellet things. Now the good thing about this is it's that in combination with the little velcro strap thing for your CO2 can turn this into a really fun, rapid fire plinker. Obviously the bolt action, you've got to cycle each shot, and you got the CO2 limitations of the cooldown and all that, but having 50 ball bearings to shoot in rapid succession with this little rifle, it'd be excellent fun. It'd be a great key for your great combination just for a great afternoon of target shooting in the garden. Now another feature of this rifle, it's so lightweight, it's easy to shoulder. You can obviously take one hand away to cycle the bolt and all that. It's good for teaching young kids how to shoot as well. Now there are a few laws in the UK where where rifles and miners, they've always got to be like accompanied by an adult if they're under a certain age and all that crap. But in America, before you buy your kid like a 22 cricket or something, get them one of this. Can teach them proper trigger discipline and all that. How to point it, how to load it and all that. Just a great little tool. It's lightweight, durable. Doesn't cost much to run at all. Maybe just a little bit more than your little 22 rifle, but it's a great tool for teaching young kids the responsibilities of shooting, what to do, what not to do and all that. And it's just great fun in the back garden, especially here. It's not too powerful, it's not too weak. You can take on rats with it. Nothing bigger than a rat, mind that. It does say in the name of the rifle, the Ratcatcher, but just overall, it's a fantastic little rifle. I've already done a shooting test of it, which I'll link into this video, but overall I'm really impressed with it. I would much rather get one of these over one of those fancy schmancy PCP rifles, £800 for a massive wooden thing which needs a diver's tank to bloody shoot, but you can't go wrong with a little rifle like this. I like Springers more myself, but I can't argue the reliability boost you get with CO2 rifle. You don't have to worry about springs going, triggers going, all that fuss. Just put a CO2 can in, put some pellets in and shoot. Pretty much my review of this rifle overall. Extremely affordable, very fun to shoot, no weight at all. You're not going to feel like your biceps are bulging after you're just shooting it all day, but just a great little rifle. Recommend it for anyone. Everyone should have one of these. Just thanks for watching then, I guess. See you in the next video.